And bam! Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Polymac Particles on a Monday morning, 11 a.m. Hope everybody had a really nice Easter. Beautiful, beautiful weather conditions in the Bay Area yesterday. Once again today, starting to feel like spring. We got all this stuff blooming in the backyard here. Tony, shout out to the azaleas that are now blooming in my backyard. Azaleas make the world a better place. I can tell you that right now. So everything is blooming. The Warriors are winning playoff games. The Giants are... We'll talk about the Giants. I don't want to put them under any kind of specific umbrella yet, but we're going to break down the Giants weekend in Anaheim. It was rough out there. And, dude, it's a big week on the Polymac Particle Show. Real quick, just to check a couple of boxes, I want to remind everybody, and by the way, good morning, Creative Tony. Be kind, rewind. You're all clean shaven with the head, no hat today. You're looking good. Creative Tony, how was your weekend?
It was good, Paulie. It was good. A delightful Easter, a plentiful Easter, lots of candy, lots of foods. And, well, we can talk about Giants and Dubs in a second here. I know you were setting up the show. Lots to talk about, man. Yeah. I feel for Ryan Walker today, and I don't feel for Dylan Brooks today. So that's how I'm feeling today on a Monday, Paulie.
Well, I'm going to feel for Shaka Khan. Remember that track around like 1985? I feel for you because I love you. Boom, the bass line in that track, by the way, I Feel For You by Shaka Khan. I feel for you. Boom, You being a bass player, I would imagine that's got to be a pretty snazzy, attractive bass line for a guy like yourself. I'm just guessing.
No question. And also the low voice at the beginning. Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan.
Oh. I want to take you in my arm. I want to feel you with my charm, Shaka, because you know that I want to keep you warm, Shaka. I'll go all day on Shaka Khan. I'm a fan. Lily Merchant checking in right out of the gate with a super comment. So let's get Lily up there, and then I got to set the table because we got a lot of stuff going on, a lot of moving parts this week. Lily Merchant, I hope you had a beautiful Easter and a beautiful weekend. Her Jimmy song is Jimmy Mac by Laura Nero and Patti LaBelle. Wow. Thank you for not giving me a demerit for being late. Now, are you kidding me? Hey, you get a gold star. You get a pass all year. You need a hall pass, Lily Merchant. You come talk to me. Everything is forgiven. I'll set you up with the principal's office. No punishments of any kind. And thank you, Lily, for being such a great supporter of the.
Need I remind you?
The rules are there ain't no rules.
Okay.
That soundbite, in my estimation, can't be played enough. Because you played it last week when I was stumbling around getting ready to do something, and I'm like, can I do this? Can I not do this? And then you reminded me the Crater Face said we can do whatever we want. The rules are. And so my point is, the more you play that soundbite, the better off we're all going to be. So real quick, Tony, on the week in front of us, we got big stuff brewing here over at the Bay Area Sports Collective. Not only am I a proud member of myself of the network with Creative Tony on the Polymac Particle Show, we got the Tom Tolbert doing his thing. We got John Lund doing his thing. And now the newest addition to the Bay Area Sports Collective will premiere tonight. He is Rod Brooks. He is our good buddy. Yeah, Brooksy. So Brooksy's on tonight at 8 p.m. The Quality Hang with Rod Brooks. I know I'll be tuned in, Tony. I'm sure you will be as well.
Heck yeah.
By the way, Patty from Napa is now a super. Right out of the gate, she's multitasking.
Patty and Lily, man, repping the PMP women strong. Oh, by the way, two things, Paulie. Lily Merchant, I got your email. I'll share it later on in the show. She has a picture about why wasn't this foul called on Curry.
Good. Here we go. I know.
Curry. And then also I got a great photo of Bonnie in Dolores Park yesterday rocking the PMP Army t-shirt. So,
nice.
Great stuff. Yeah.
Well, I can tell you that Dolores Park on a 4:20 Sunday afternoon is probably one of the best places you could be in the entire United States of America. Not only, by the way, the shout out to the views at the top of Dolores Park. Like if you go up to the top of the hill, you got one of the greatest views in the entire city. You got the skyline, the bay. You can see the East Bay. It's incredible up there. Not to mention, everyone's puffing up a storm. Not even when it's 4:20. It could be any. Probably right now they're puffing up a storm. All right. Anyway, so Rod Brooks tonight, Tony. I also want to remind everybody that we are going to get into our Metallica ticket giveaways as soon as we get into the month of May. We're working on straightening that out right now, but we're going to have several pair of tickets to give away for the Levi shows with Metallica and Pantera and I think Suicidal. I think Suicidal Tendencies on the bill one night too.
Mike Muir in the house. Mike Muir in the house, dude. Come on, let's go.
You know, it's so funny. This guy, Mike Muir, he's like this really tough street guy who sings for Suicidal Tendencies. Dude, he is like, wait till you see him around my friend Vicky. He is like a lapdog when he sees my friend Vicky who works for Metallica. He is so smitten with Vicky. That whole dynamic is great. You're going to see it up close. It's fun to watch. So anyway, the Metallica ticket giveaway is coming up just around the corner. And I got to just remind everybody, this is going to be an unusual week because we're going dark on Wednesday. It's a travel day for me. It's a getaway day. Like my flight is right in the middle of the day. There really wouldn't have been a way to pull this thing off on Wednesday. So we're going to take Wednesday off. Tony's got plans as well. So the class is dismissed. You guys take a snow day or ski day, whatever you want to call it, sick day. We'll meet you back here on Thursday. But here's the catch, Tony. I will be coming at you like a crispy piece of bacon that's been in the microwave too long when it's like all black and like charred. That's going to be me on Thursday and Friday. So do some stretching, Tony. Get those hammies all loose because you might be carrying the load Thursday and Friday when Paulie Mac checks in live from his hotel room in Las Vegas. But that's the plan. No show Wednesday, shows Thursday and Friday in their normal places. But I will be on location in Las Vegas for Dead & Company at the Sphere. Creative Tony, can you handle all that?
No. And also, NFL draft is this week too.
Yeah, I know.
So we gotta I'm gonna check in with Kruger and I say, hey, can you just send me your cheat sheet or your notes, and then we can say like Larry Kruger TM or hat tip Larry Kruger. Anything we say on this program, Larry Kruger, because it's just like he's such a freaking machine when it comes to the draft, and I can't even come close to like equaling the amount of time he spends on the draft.
Well, you know what's crazy about Kruger? I'd be willing to bet he's actually doing a broadcast right now. That's just my guess. I'd bet large sums of money, and if he's not, he'll be on the air within an hour or two with like one of the installments in his never-ending draft preview. But Kruger, like you said, he's scientific with that dude. He's in the lab watching film. He breaks down every guy. He really is a great source for all that kind of information and breakdowns and kind of predictions on the Niners draft. But you're right. Throw that in the mix too. It is a draft week, and that's going to be a big deal also. The Niners have a lot.
Go in town and give it to me.
What'd you say? Break down the Petty? Sure.
Yeah, Petty.
Creative Tony, I give you the choice today as we begin to set sail into the world of sporting events in the Bay. Would you like to begin with the Warriors playoff game in Houston, which I freaking loved, or do you want to talk about the Giants weekend in Anaheim, which I didn't quite love as much?
Before we do all that, Paulie, I would like to talk about Longbridge Pizza and what's going on with Longbridge Pizza.
Shows you how brain damaged I am. Shows you how brain damaged I am. I would have just kept going. I would have kept going. I was like, you got to see, once you throw the logo up, it reminds me I do have a job to do. And that job is to tell you about Longbridge Pizza. First of all, if you're new to the show, welcome. Great to have you. I guess we should say this more often. Subscribe and like to the show if you could. That would help our cause like tremendously. But anyway, and by the way, what's up, Rags, Dom, Scarlet Fire, Noemi, Aaron Kask, all our people are in the house. I love you guys. Great to I hope everybody had a nice Easter over there, those who celebrate. Tony, Longbridge Pizza, for the people that don't know, the uninitiated, I encourage you, I welcome you, I'll join you at Longbridge Pizza on 3rd Street in San Francisco, just a few blocks south of Chase Center, right there on 3rd. You can, you know what's cool about the dog patch too, the neighborhood it's in, Tony? Ample parking. You really can't say that about a lot of neighborhoods in San Francisco where you can like roll into the hood confident that you'll find a spot. In fact, Tony, you and I have driven to Longbridge Pizza, and it's almost like an embarrassment of parking opportunities. It's like, do I want to park here or do I want to go a little farther away? You take your pick. I'm saying that's part of the equation. Yeah.
So that's so funny you say that, and I got lots to talk about with Longbridge before we get into Dubs and Giants. Is that I'm a guy I prefer to park a little bit further away.
Talk to me.
I can get some steps in, get some strides, get the blood circulating. It drives my kids and my wife bonkers because they'll be like, dude, why'd you drive past that spot? There's a spot right there. Like, oh no, there's a spot over there that we can all get out and get some steps in before we get into the market or get into the store. And they're like, you're insane.
Nah, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and back that concept. I feel the same way. In fact, I got out twice this weekend for incredible. I'm going to go ahead and call these incredible hikes up here in the North Bay because the visibility was incredible. The weather was incredible. And I'm with you, dude. The more steps, the better. It's, in fact, digest this information and see how you feel. Yeah. Once you get into Longbridge, and you start stuffing your face with the pizzas, the specialty sandwiches, Tony's eggplant parmesan, my chicken parmesan, perhaps you like a Vinny's gabagool with the deli meat stacked up, 6 inches high. You're going to want to get that heart beating again after the meal. So you want to have a little walk, help the digestive. Tony, as George Costanza says, let those enzymes really get to work and do their thing. When George Costanza, really let those enzymes go to work and do their thing. So you want the enzymes getting happening, and that's after your meal at Longbridge. I'm with Tony. Take your steps. It's good for your heart, good for your head, good for your soul. What else is good for your head, heart, and soul is the vibe at Longbridge Pizza, which is why the community is called the Vibe Tribe. And we're all part of the Vibe Tribe here on Paulie Mac Particles. You got a cool vibe over there. The greatest playlist of music you are ever going to hear. And last but not least, so many big screen TVs that no matter, like for the NBA playoffs, perfect place to be because I guarantee your game will be seen in there. There's so many screens in every room that there's no way you'll get shut out of the game you want to watch. So get down to Long Beach, enjoy some great atmosphere, great food, and all the events and sports you want to watch. They got it all going down there, T.
Dude, they were vibe tribing big time yesterday at Long Beach. They were open on Easter Sunday. They were watching the Dubs game 1 at Houston. By the way, Houston, just
we're going to talk. We're going to go in. Yeah, we're going in.
Hey, bye-bye to your home court advantage. Bye-bye. Number 2, Giants versus Brewers. The Giants are back home today. So Giants, Brewers, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If you're going to the game, go to Long Bridge before or after.
Yeah. Oh, too good.
Yes. Yeah, take the train on up. Take the train if you're coming from the peninsula and walk to Long Bridge, then talk about getting your steps in. Walk to Long Bridge and walk to Oracle Park. Also, we got game 3 at Chase on Saturday. So okay, so if you're going there, go to Long Bridge or go watch all these games at Long Bridge. Giants Rangers Friday, Saturday, Sunday this coming weekend. The Brandon Crawford tribute on Saturday.
Yeah.
Also, Neil's doing a pop-up on Thursday at Bear Bottle. So if you want to go to Bear Bottle, the pop-up is at Bear Bottle this Thursday in Bernal Heights, 4 to 8 p.m. if you want to go see Neil on Thursday for their pop-up. But there's a ton of stuff going on at Oracle Park and Chase Center this week, so get involved. Oh, also, Fish playing at Bill Graham Civic Tuesday and Wednesday. Get your pregame on for Long Bridge, for Fish at Long Bridge Pizza. So there you go, Paulie.
I have a gangster idea. I want to present this to the Fish community. You guys tell me what you think. It's funny how Tony and I are like branching off. We're both going on the same road, and then on Wednesday, I'm going this way, he's going that way. This one is Fish Avenue, and I'm taking the Grateful Dead Turnpike. But we're each going to like our happy places. Creative Tony,
we're gonna meet cosmically somewhere in the universe later on this week.
You know what would be really trippy? What if we found out like that Fish was playing a song that the Dead was also playing at the same exact time, like in their set? You know what I mean? Because that's on the table. I mean, it's not out of the realm. You know what I mean?
Not out of the realm. It's also, you want to talk about cosmic. The song I've been talking about that Fish plays, Say It To Me Santos, they played in the first set last night in Portland while the Dubs were beating Houston. So
I'm thinking hold on, let me get my audience involved here, Tony, if I could.
I don't know if your audience is audible, Paulie.
They're ready. I got them right here. See? Don't tell me about my audience. Don't you tell me about my audience. Hold on, I got a great idea though. I got to share this with you. This is for all the Fish people going to Bill Graham Civic, and then I got to talk Giants and Warriors. Don't let me not. Okay. Yes. You know how these lunatics, and they do it at the Sphere, it's been going on forever. I don't participate in this madness, but these people who there's people probably walking around Bill Graham Civic right now, jockeying so they can get in first. And I'm going to run up to the stage and put my elbows on the rail. I'm on the rail. I'm riding the rail. We'll go nuts with that shit. But here's my thing, Tony. What about this? If you are inclined to do that general admit, and they do it at the Sphere too, bro. They're lined up, they're waiting to run up to the stage again. You guys are all insane, man. You're insane. But Tony, check this out, man. What if you're doing the Fish thing and you're like camped out, you're lying around in front of Bill Graham Civic trying to get that great position. When they open the doors, you go running in. Why not call Long Bridge right then? Here's my let me give you my coordinates. I'm online at Bill Graham Civic and I need about half a dozen pies. Can you guys help me? I'm saying they would.
Dude, have them show up at set break. I would be the most popular dude in the joint if I'm walking around set break with pizzas in hand like this, just walking around, just like, hey, anybody want a pizza? You know,
dude, forget about like Saint Stephen with a rose. It's Saint Slices with a slice. You know what I mean? Yeah, Saint Slices with his pie, walking around just giving away free slices. People go crazy. But Tony, I'm seeing deliver the pies to the Fish fans that are waiting in line to get in. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you were talking about during the show.
No. The people that are waiting for that stupid GA thing because I want to throw their elbows up there. You guys got to eat too. Call Longbridge. Say, yo, Neil, I'm in line at Fish. I need 12 pies and a few chicken parms. Can you help me? And let them deliver it right to the line. You'd be a freaking hero. Anyway, that's my idea. I'm throwing it out there.
I think Neil and Dom are going to be in the house on Wednesday night for Fish. And also those people that want that GA madness, which again, I don't do anymore either. Give me balcony. Give me a chair. Give me let me hang. Give me armrests if I want to sit down for a little bit. But more power to you. But those people are going to be out there at 8 a.m. tomorrow.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. And those people have to eat too. Neil, help these people out. Anyway, that's my whole concept, Tony. I want to see it happen. And call Longbridge, Laid Back Vibe Series Pizza. LongbridgePizza.com. If you're in line at the Bill Graham Civic, you want to check out the menu, look them up, and then have Neil drive that pizza mobile. Maybe he can shoot one of those T-shirts at you with his T-shirt gun. Remember the video where they were just firing guns or shirts at people and driving away? But anyway, have a great time.
When you flash the gun, I always think of John Morant, and when you flash the air gun, I'm always thinking of John Morant. Hey, John Morant, how did that feel yesterday, getting your asses handed to you by 51? Dude, I turned on the game. It was 85-40 when I turned on the game. 85.
Let me tell you a couple. Let's get into it. All right, let's first of all, NBA playoffs in full swing. Great opening weekend. Yeah. The game Tony's talking about, Thunder. Ready for this score, you guys? 131, Memphis 80. Boston handled Orlando pretty easily. The Cleveland Cavaliers took care of the Miami Heat, and then you watch the Warriors win on Sunday night, last night, final game of the weekend. But back to that Memphis game. I put something in bookmarks today, Tony. I do want to show the class at some point later when we do bookmarks. Ja Morant. This guy, let me tell you, let me make a call right now. Ja Morant is never going to win a ring in the NBA. He's not. He's not. It's the same thing as I've been saying about James Harden his entire career. James Harden, and I got nothing against James Harden necessarily, but he's just not. He ain't built for the chip, man. That's my, like, he's an individual scorer. He's a playmaker, but I don't see that he elevates the team around him. Even when he was an MVP, I think it was about him as a singular presence on the floor. Mm-hmm. You look at a guy like. You look at other players like Nikola Jokic, he makes everybody around him better. I like to think Steph Curry makes people around him better, but I don't think Ja is one of those guys. And Ja Morant, this is the message he's sending out to his fan base. They were down by 60 effing points. 60. Yep. Camera goes over to Ja Morant on the bench. He's laughing hysterically. What a great time we're having. Oh, really, dude? Really? Hey, dude. You're getting your balls kicked in by 60 and you're laughing? Dude, that's... That, to me, if I was a fan, sorry, Tony, last thing. I mean, I'm just saying, if I was a fan, that's unforgivable. I don't want to see my guys laughing, having a good time when we're getting embarrassed on national TV. How'd you feel about that?
I hated every second of it. And I also think, like, this guy's getting paid millions to be there. You got people paying their hard-earned money to go see you play. And that's your vibe on the bench where you're getting your asses kicked. And also, dude, here's the thing I love about Steph Curry, and you can't even put like the two of them in the same sentence, Steph Curry and Ja Morant, dude, because if Draymond or somebody else on the team started doing like an air gun, Steph would shut that down immediately. Steph wouldn't be having that crap. He wouldn't be. That's not happening on the Warriors because they don't want that type of vibe. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying, and I think what you're talking about in a bigger sense, Tony, is leadership. Like that comes from the leader of the team. That would be Steph Curry. Draymond Green's also a leader. Jimmy Butler's a leader in a different kind of way. I think Jimmy's like a lead by example guy. But you're so right. Like the culture, the atmosphere, the way, like the vibe of the Golden State Warriors would not tolerate that kind of shit, nor would they tolerate a player on the bench laughing hysterically while you're getting really one of the worst playoff losses I've seen since 1985. That's how far back I'm going to say I saw a beating this bad. And that was the Celtics kicking the ever-loving Christ out of the Lakers in I think that was game 1 of the 85 NBA Finals. Tony, they call it the Memorial Day Massacre. Okay, they call it the Memorial Day Massacre. The funny thing about that series, though, is the Lakers came back and won that series. They beat the Boston Celtics on the parquet. That had never happened before. And I'll never forget Kareem Abdul-Jabbar going, you know what? For one day, I got to raise my finger on the parquet floor as a champion. That had never been done. God bless Kareem. Hey, anyway, Tony, go ahead.
Kareem turned 78, I believe, on Thursday or Friday last week. So happy belated birthday to Kareem. Also, we missed, Paulie. We missed a big birthday last week. Oh, happy birthday. I think it was his 60th or 57th or something to Gerardo. Gerardo's birthday was last week and we missed it, buddy. So
I've told you
to Gerardo Nation, I apologize because we are fans of Gerardo and
Tony, I met him. I met him.
Had a note written down to celebrate it and we just forgot.
Okay, you ready for this? You want some Gerardo? You want some Gerardo brushes with greatness? Here they come. I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. I met the guy. I own his record, dude. Oh, well, it's a CD. I own his CD with Rico Suave. So check this out. You've heard me tell that story before about that summer. It was 1991 in Boston. It was my first job in radio after I graduated college. I was working for a promotions department at a pop station, Kiss 108 FM. And we had this concert where it was CNC Music Factory. I've talked about hanging with that girl, things that make you go, I was hanging out with that. And dude, also on the bill that day, Gerardo Holmes.
Yes, dude.
Gerardo. He was wearing here's what he was wearing. He had like a bandana on, a leather jacket with no shirt, ripped up jeans, and dancing his ass off. And then, like, when he came off stage, you know how I bonded with him, though? I was like, dude, is what I said. I go, I really liked you in Colors, because he was in that movie Colors as a gang member. And he liked that. He gave me a nod. But he was more interested in the girls hanging out backstage. But anyway, I did have a night out with Gerardo. That's a true story.
And by the way, I was right. He turned 60 the same day Bruce Bochy turned 70. So happy birthday, Gerardo. Just wanted to get that out there, Paulie. Hey. But dude, go back to you got more Gerardo, because I'm gonna bet that
it's not Gerardo. It's one comment I just want to interject there. I can talk Gerardo. I'll do a whole show on Gerardo if you want me to. You come to the right place. No, I was going to say that, Tony, you mentioned Brandon Crawford's celebration day. I think it's on Saturday with the Rangers coming. You know what's cool about that is Bruce Bochy will be in the building. He's here with the Rangers that day. So
that's right.
Yeah. So come here, Craw. Let me give you a big hug. Come on now. Come to daddy. I love Bochy and I love Crawford. Anyway, Tony, go back to the Dubs. Help me out.
Well, no, I just want to say the Dubs now are 25-7 with Jimmy Butler. They're 35-3 when they're winning at halftime, when they're ahead at halftime. And I want to say, I'm looking up the stats here real quick because I had it written down.
Go ahead.
The Warriors are now 18-3 with that starting lineup of Green, Curry, Butler, Pods, and Moody. Okay, 18-3, and now they're 19-1 when Moody starts. And Moody he only had 7 points, but dude, he played some great D down the stretch, and he also had a couple of clutch buckets. He had a clutch 3 in the second half. I was like, yes, Moody, that's why you're out there, dude. Yep. And by the way, sorry, probably real quick, weird thing.
I love it. Keep coming.
A weird thing, if you look at the box score, dude, Houston, they're not very deep, dude. They only had 3 people on the bench. 3. So they went 8 strong yesterday. That's it. In game 1 of the playoffs, in your home court, on your home court, and they only had 3 on the bench. I was like, what is going on? They had the laundry list of they had 2 injuries, but I mean, I don't know. You got to suit up somebody, dude. Like, Jesus Christ. I was like, what the hell is going on, man? Because they had
you've just tapped into so many different talking points. Let me slow your roll. Like you said, you got to have somebody. And this one's for you, Scarlet Fire. I know you're a Bob Dylan fan. You said you got to have somebody. Bob Dylan said you got to serve somebody. That one's for you, Scarlet Fire. You got to serve somebody. So anyway, Tony, I want it. Well, I got more though. Now you were talking about
Scarlet Fire. I'm going to show you your picture later on in the show. So stay tuned. Thank you for sending that. Go ahead, Paulie.
Okay, sorry, T. I know this is what happens. We got to say, hey, Pinocchio, what's up, Holmes? I just saw you join the thing today. Tribe, got a guy named Tribe on board today. What up, Tribe? Good to see you, Jamar, Aaron Cass, Danny Ogden. What's up, Scarlet Fire? It may be the devil, it may be the Lord. 100%. I got you. We'll go Dylan all day. Me and you will quote Bob Dylan all day. Tony. You're talking about the Rockets only having 3 guys on their bench, but as you said on this show a couple of weeks ago, you said it yourself. You go, you know what, Paulie Mac? I went to that Rush concert with you, and I couldn't believe the sound those 3 guys had coming off the stage. There's only 3 of them. Tony, greatest trios of all time. Exhibit A, Rush. Give me another one. Let's go back to back till we run out of gas. Give me your greatest trio of all time. Go.
Band of Gypsies.
Okay. Ooh, look at you, fancy pants. Okay. Okay. Respect. Respect. How do you feel about me coming over the top with the Police?
Oh, well, come on.
Okay. I mean, well, you're up now. Let's go. Ball's on your side of the court.
Oh boy. See, this is going too deep though, dude. But the original Trey Anastasio band was just a trio. I just got to give that out.
The judges accept that. Now, Tony, I think you're trying to think too much. The obvious ones are right in front of you. Let me help you out.
Rising Wolf just nailed it. Go.
What do you want? Oh, with Oysterhead? I've seen him. I saw Oysterhead.
No, he nailed it. He said ZZ Top, dude. ZZ freaking Top.
You got your ZZ Top. How about Eric Clapton and Cream? There's another one. Bam. There's Cream for you. Tony, give me one else. Go. Oh. Come on, man. You're up. Nirvana was a trio.
right?
You see what I'm saying? Tony comes
Yeah.
around. He comes around. Hey, Nirvana was a trio. Nirvana was a trio.
I'm getting nervous.
Yeah, right there with you. I ain't done. I'm not backing down. I'm not backing down. There's got to be more where this came from, but I am starting to hit the wall. Let me see here. Tony.
Dom's got one. Dom's got a good one.
Only because you said Band of Gypsies. Let's not forget about Jimmy's other outfit, the Jimi Hendrix Experience, also a trio. Tony, you're up. Go.
Yes. Well, dude, Green Day's. I'm getting Green Day's a trio. They started out as a trio.
Okay.
Dude, Medeski, Martin, and Wood, Rising Wolf. You are on it, dude. And
You
then
see?
Motorhead. Don Peralta giving Motorhead out there.
I don't think Motorhead's a trio. Motorhead's a 4-piece, right? I mean, I saw Motorhead. They were a 4-piece. Maybe they did a couple shows of trio. I don't know. Anyway, Tony, go ahead.
I gotta double check that, but I thought it was guitar, bass, drums, Paulie, on Motorhead. I don't think.
I seen a fourth guy up there. Trust me, I've seen him. I saw him in Boston. I had 4 guys. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Thank you, Stevie B. You're all over it. Tony, keep it coming. Who do you got for me?
Oh, dude, I don't know. My trio runneth dry.
I got a couple punk bands for you. Let me give you a couple punk trios if I could. Shout out to the Minutemen. The Minutemen, Tony. There was 3 of them. And I will say D Boone, rest in peace. What's that, T?
Rising Wolf and a couple other people are asking if the Beastie Boys count, because when they
Fuck
rap, it's a trio.
Yeah.
When they play instrumental, they get Mix Master Mike in the mix and they get other people in the mix. But there you go.
Hell yeah, they count. And by the way, this is one of my biggest questions with the hip hop community in 2025. Tony, what happened to all the groups, the bands, the outfits like Beastie Boys, Run DMC, KRS-One,
right.
and Scott LaRock? You know what I mean? Public Enemy, that's a group ensemble. Flavor, Chuck, Terminator X. Everybody's an individual now. And I miss the group settings. I do. I miss that.
Only because we like getting things correct here on Polymax Particles. I am confirming that, according to Wikipedia, which is not always correct.
Motorhead? You back to Motorhead?
Motorhead was a trio. Lemmy, guitarist Larry Wallace, and drummer Lucas Fox. Now, there probably were people added along the way, and probably when you saw them, they might have added other people.
Yeah,
But,
totally.
It started out as a trio. So
Dude, that was so funny what you just read. Also, I want to shout out Noemi, who comes in with another great one. Tony, from our youth, we should know better. Shout out to the Stray Cats. Okay,
Stray Cats. Great call.
You know what, Tony? We don't talk a lot of Cats, but I'm a fan. I'm back to Cats.
Me too. Yeah. No question. And dude, Scott B _SF is saying the Bee Gees. I mean, he's not wrong.
Hells yeah, bro. Hells yeah. While you're talking Bee Gees, can I shout out? I know that you're a fan of these guys, T. I'm pretty sure you've backed them in the past, and I'll back them if I have to myself. Ready? Shout out to the little cute kids in Hanson. Remember Hanson, Bop, coming at you with the trio right there. Bop, whatever the hell. Don Peralta. Oh, no, hold on. That's not Don Peralta. I saw something. Mark Graves, dude.
Yeah.
Emerson, Lake and Palmer. You guys know any ELP? Try that next time you go to a wedding. You guys know any ELP? Anything like Lucky Man? Anything like that? Tony, I think we're kind of puttering out on trios, but I think we proved our point, didn't we?
You definitely proved our point, and I just got to feel like going back to the Dubs, dude. The duo of Batman and Robin, of Butler and Curry. I remember we talked about it on Friday about how we need Pajemski, and who Pajemski did step up, by the way. And Moody did too. But I didn't think that Curry would drop 31. I didn't think Butler would drop 25, but they just rose to the occasion. They were not to be stopped, man. They were not. Even though Steph was getting mugged again, he's getting mugged again and again and again.
Again, shout out to Herb Brooks in the Miracle on Ice movie. Again, making the team skate their freaking balls off. You know that scene, right? They turned the lights out in the rink. He's like, "You guys aren't going anywhere. Get back on the line." Tweet again, dude. Again in them into oblivion, bro. When I tell you what, kids see that scene now, they're thinking like that's abusive behavior. You got to call the cops on this guy. He's out of control, dude. Back then, that's just how people coached. Okay, that was just a coach like handling his team, dude. That is one of my favorite scenes in any sports movie of all time. Oh, you guys don't want to skate during the game? I'll tell you what, we're going to skate right now, dude. The fans are leaving the building. He's got them on the line, dude, doing line drills. Tony, I know you didn't skate and play hockey and all that, but let me tell you what, dude, line to line, bro, he had him after a game, after 3 periods. Anyway, shout out Herb Brooks, rest in peace. Yeah.
Oh, shout out Herb Brooks all day. And also, Paulie, if you and I ever did a live broadcast during a Warrior game, I would have you load the soundbite again, and then I would have DJ Khaled's another one. And then every time Steph got mugged, you'd hit again, and I'd hit another one.
Or
Again,
we could
another
even have
one.
it. We could. I like where your head's at a lot. We could even have a music bed playing on loop the whole time. Alice in Chains again. Let them do it again. Yeah.
If you want to give love to the 80s again, here I go again on my own. Little White Snake. You can get, a shout out Tawny Katane too, if you want to give like some White Snake love in the mix too.
Hey, dude, I'll go Snake all day. I got no problem with Snake. Do you guys know anything of Slide It In? You know what I mean? You guys know anything? Yeah. Do you guys know Slow and Easy? All right, Tony. I used to play that on the bone, by the way. Take me down slow and easy. Yeah, I did.
Man. Speaking of 80s music, dude, a local buddy of mine, his name's Chris. His 80s cover band is playing a gig this coming Saturday at St. James Gate in the Belmont San Carlos border.
Oh,
dude,
yeah?
Oh man, it's gonna be because he decks himself out. He wears like a vest, no shirt, like a spiked wig, and they do it up. And so if I forget the name of the band, I'll have to look it up. I'll find out before Friday. But yeah, St. James Gate, by the way, we call it the Jimmy here and on the peninsula. Great little bar.
Couple of things. I want to go back to this Warrior game. And Rags, for you, shout out the Kinks. Do It Again. You remember that one? We were both into that tune. Do It Again by the Kinks. Great one. Tony, you were talking about the lack of depth on the Houston Rocket bench. I got to tell you, my only concern with yesterday was the fact that I wasn't crazy about what the bench was giving the Warriors. Like I think they're going to need more help than what they did. Now, you mentioned Podziemski. Nice game with his 14 points. After that, there's nobody else in double figures. It was Steph with 31. It was playoff effing Jimmy. I could do an entire show on playoff Jimmy. I loved everything he was doing. Jimmy had 25. So, Tony, Steph 31, Jimmy 25, Podziemski 14. That's it. Nobody else in double figures. After that, you had Moody with 7. Like you said, it was a nice game by Moody. But they're going to need more scoring from that bench. And it could come from a number of guys. It could come from Podziemski, even more so than last night. It could come from Quentin Post. It could come from, you always get that little flash of Santos, which you like. I like what Santos brings too. But that's my only thing, Tony. I think the Warrior bench has to give us more offense, more scoring.
Can I go glass half full on you, Paulie?
Yes, sure.
Because I'm feeling like, yes, they didn't contribute offensively as much, but to hold the Rockets, that young, energetic, fast-moving team to 85 points is that's a feat right there, dude. So they may not have scored as many offensive points, which I agree. We definitely need more offense, especially from Say It To Me Santos. But like I say, I feel like they D'd up and were focused on the D, and they were boarding their asses off, dude. The Dubs, let me look at the rebounds again. It was they had 30 boards on D and 6 boards on offense. So dude, they had 36 boards all together in the game. Like that's taking the Rockets out of the game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing, dude, is the Rockets had 22 offensive rebounds, dude. That's gotta change. That's gotta change.
Well, the Rockets, you're right. They did a great job on the glass, and they do clog up the paint. They're physical, they're young, they're big, they're athletic. And I think that you were talking about already being unhappy the way Steph's getting roughed up. I actually think that was mild. I think it's going to get a lot worse starting game 2. Yeah, it's going to get worse. And
they're desperate mode. They can't go down 2-0. So and Dylan Brooks is going to be even worse. Like he's going to by the way, did you see Şengün and Draymond get into it a little bit towards the end of the game?
I did. Go ahead, Day. You know, Day knows what he's doing. Yeah.
You don't want to go down that road, dude. You do not want to go down that road.
What road?
The Draymond road. You don't want. Draymond's dangling the bait, and if you snap it, dude, you're done. You're done. Like,
you're talking about opposing players. Is that what you mean?
I'm talking about Şengün specifically. You don't want to go down that road, dude. Draymond will own you. He will own you.
Yeah.
I mean, Şengün's a good player.
Especially when it's a more, inexperienced younger player. Draymond knows, dude, he's setting bear traps all over the floor for guys like that. It's funny last night, too. I don't know if you caught that one interaction. I think it was in the third quarter. Or it might have been the second quarter, but Dylan Brooks was trying to bait Draymond into overreacting and getting a tee. Draymond was so cool. He didn't fall for that shit at all, which was awesome. But I do want to talk, Tony, about Jimmy Butler, who played his 120th career playoff game last night. You know what else is crazy? Is Draymond Green played playoff game number 150 something last night. That's a lot of postseason ball. But in any case, for the first time, yes, it was Jimmy's 120th playoff game as a pro, but the first time he's balled out in the Warrior uniform in the playoffs. 25 points, 5 steals, 5 effing steals, 7 assists. I listen. I think that what this team is capable of now with Jimmy Butler. I do think the sky's the limit. Obviously, I don't want to start looking ahead, but we saw what Oklahoma City did to Memphis yesterday. They're a huge concern. There are a lot of good teams in the West, but Tony, I feel really good. I don't know how many of these teams are going to want to see the Warriors if they handle their business and beat the Rockets. I think that's not a very appealing matchup for a lot of teams.
Dude, minding my business, eating food and finger licking. What is that? Minding my business, eating
Sounds like the Beasties.
That dude walks in looking strange and kind of funny. Went up to the front with his menu and his money. Oh, it's Run DMC. You just said minding my business, so it made me think of Run DMC. But Paulie, you could argue that nobody in this postseason wants it more than Jimmy Butler. In the entire NBA postseason, you could argue that nobody wants it more than him. Dude, he is playing like he's possessed, like he knows that this is like the greatest opportunity he might ever have in his career to get a ring. And he is playing. I mean, and the refs swallowed their whistle a bunch last night too. Like there were 3 different drives. Yeah. I mean, 3 different drives that he took to the lane and a lot of contact and no calls. And I'm like, all right, I guess they're letting him play. They're setting a tone. And that, what the Warriors had like 14 free throws, I think. I mean, what did they have? They had 14, yeah, and then the Rockets had 20. So, okay, a little bit more of a favorable whistle for the Rockets. Shocker, but I would expect them to continue to try and mug Curry more. Yeah. And by the way, dude, a couple of threes, the 3 that Curry made on the sideline. Where
he was like running out of bounds, almost like opposite his. That was so last night. Hold that thought, because that's a great place. There's a lot to say about that shot. Did you know? Like, this is a funny thing. My youngest son James kind of got me into when he was a little kid, which is when the Warriors are in their first round of playoffs. I know this is very particular, but I am curious to see where your head's at with this. It's the only round of the playoffs where you'll actually get local coverage with Fitz and Kalena, and then Mully and Bonte and all those guys at halftime. So I like that. My son James, like put that in my head early. He's like, Dad, you got to stay with the local voices in the first round. He used to get pissed that you couldn't have Fitz and Jimmy Barnett do the entire postseason run, because I still miss Jim Barnett, by the way. No shade on Kalena. Kalena's great, but Jim Barnett, he was almost like Mike Krukow, where he was teaching you the game at the same time. Anyway, Jim Barnett, fist in the air. I love you, man. I do miss you on the mic. But totally. So here's my question, T. I was toggling. I was doing a lot of time. I did like 85% Fitz last night, but I did go over to TNT to get some Reggie Miller as well. So when Steph hit that shot, I had the Fitz broadcast on, but I was like, I got to hear what Reggie's going to say about this. And look, keep this in mind. The local coverage is about 7-8 seconds ahead of TNT. So Steph hit that shot. I heard Kalena going crazy, but then I'm like, I got to hear Reggie Miller on this. And it was worth it, dude, because Reggie lost his mind. He's like, that's not fair. How's he doing? So my question is, whose coverage did you have on during that shot? Like, who were you watching? Local or Reg?
Nothing against Fitz, and I was at an Easter dinner, so we just had the game on like while we were eating and while we were hanging in the bar and everything of my aunt and uncle's house. Shout out
your aunt and uncle's house have a bar in the house?
It's like a room that like has a bar in it. Yeah, that has a TV in it. It's like
I gotta get one of those. Can you build me a bar in my house? Maybe this weekend while I'm gone, build me a bar. I want to come home to a nice furnished bar and also stock the shelves if you don't mind, Tony. But go ahead. Yes,
dude, it was great. I was with my mom and dad, and my uncle Paul Tonelli. Paul, and
I know Paul. I love Paul. I miss Paul. Tell Paul he's invited to join us on the show any freaking time he wants. He's playing hard to get with us, though, dude. You got to really schmooze him and wine him and dine him and stuff.
But every time I talk to him, I tell him that, just so you know, every time I talk to him.
What's his whole deal now? What, he's underground or something? Like, come on, people love to know. Yeah.
I think he's enjoying semi-retirement for
come retire with us. Hang out with us on your retirement. Dude, we're not doing anything. You're going to have anyway, I miss Paul. That's my point. I'd love to have him on sometime. Finish your story.
So we were watching the national broadcast, and this is no disrespect to Fitz at all or Kalena at all, but I am a Harlan head. Like, you know what? Hey, Winks. If you're watching the show, whenever you watch this show later on tonight, whatever, that's the beauty of YouTube, by the way, is you can go back and listen to our show. Make me a t-shirt with just Kevin Harlan's head. That's all I want. and just maybe on the back put Harlan Head. Like I'm a Harlan Head because, dude, I love, dude, his call on that play. We have it in bookmarks. You can play it later. But he says, that is not something like, that's not geometrically possible.
Right,
You know?
right. No, he's right. It defies the rules of physics and geometry. And by the way, shout out to my guy. First of all, great handle, Tony. Pine Needle. Okay.
Yeah. Pine needles all over it. Yeah.
Pine needles in the house. And if you look at pine needles like little identifying, what do you call the pictures, the ID photos in everybody's hand?
I don't know.
The accompanying photo. There's got to be something cooler.
Sure.
In any case,
Sure.
Pine Needles picture is a picture of pine needles. Like,
yeah.
I love this guy. He's so dude, you're a member of the pine needle community, so am I. Anyway, pine needles. Did you see what his comment was? He goes, I'll build you a bar in 4 hours and you'll love it. I bet you could, dude. And you and I'd be the opposite because I'd be sitting there like burning J's because I don't know how to build anything. I'd just be watching you, handing you like nails and hammers and stuff. Yes, Tony.
Did you say you were burning J's? Stand by.
Herb. Herb is a plant.
Hold on.
Herb's so good for everything.
And hey, Pine Needle, you said you can build a bar in 4 hours?
Man, don't bullshit me.
I love it, dude. Let's go.
Hey, Tony,
Let's go.
how would you feel if I told you let me think about this. So there was like an early dinner yesterday, and then it was after the dinner. So I had Bob Marley on. I listened to one Bob Marley track yesterday. For your head, just I'm telling you, I know you love Marley. Can you guess the song I was listening to? Just take a guess. You know what I like.
Trenchtown Rock.
No, but get good guess. The song I keep going.
Positive Vibrations. No?
I'll give you one more try.
Okay. Soul Shakedown Party.
No, but here's what happens when because Tony is a 5th degree black belt on all things reggae. There's no question about it. I'm just telling the audience because you are. He knows a lot about reggae. Any reggae question I have, I go right to Tony, and he always has an answer for me. I'm more of like I'm a grasshopper. You know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to learn. So Tony, the track I keep going to, there's something going on in this track that brings me a great peace and happiness. Zion train is coming our way. Dude, I'm all about the effing Zion train, dude. Zion train is coming our way. Then that whole groove. I just love the ebb and flow of that tune. Shout out Zion train, Tony. What do you got for me?
Let's go Dubs on the Zion train. Zion is like the utopia that Marley speaks of. So, dude, let's all get on the Zion train. Let's get the Dubs on the Zion train and let's go, man. And by the way, like I would love to see Jimmy, if you wanted to let the braids down and start growing dreads, that'd be amazing. Because that hair's got to be pretty long with all those braids. And by the way, Dylan Brooks with your cute little rocket braid action in the, skills to the barber. Or whoever,
sure. The hair cutting art,
yeah. The braid, are you like a braid smith or like a
good word?
Braid?
Good word.
Anyway, it's good work.
It's
it's a bit much, Dylan. Maybe win a series, then start decking your hair out with Rockets garb or Rockets designs on your dome.
You know, what's so funny is I watched that. I recommend this too if you're a fan of just great basketball. And you turned me on to this, Tony. You were yelling at me to watch this a few months ago. The thing on Netflix about the U.S. Olympic basketball team in Paris last summer. There's like a 4-part little miniseries on Netflix. I do recommend it if you haven't seen it. Great insights to how Steve Kerr managed that team. That was my big takeaway, and then also just how. We've seen it for so many years. We're so lucky to watch Steph Curry the entirety of his career, but to watch how Steph just turned the entire world on when he went apeshit in the gold medal game in Paris, like they were fawning over him. But Tony, in that docuseries, there is some Dylan Brooks stuff because he played for Team Canada. And the funny thing about him is, like a lot of these big bruiser guys, like off the floor, he's like, he talks like this. Yeah, I like basketball. I'm a nice guy, He's like almost like in a whisper, and then he's on the floor. He's like a lunatic on the floor. But I was tripped out on that, like that Dylan Brooks footage in the Netflix series. He was so soft spoken, like a librarian, which is not how he handles himself on the court at all.
Right,
Tony.
Right. Side note, Paulie, I'm seeing that Pine Needle. It says if the style of the bar is picked out and approved, then he pre-cuts everything and shows up and puts it together. Paul, you might have to talk to Pine Needle off the air.
I can't. Listen, first of all, for me to do anything like that, I got to get approval, bro. Believe me, I'm not running shit over here at all. I just happen to be here. It's like one of those deals, you know what I mean? So I got to run this through the authorities, and I can predict it would maybe meet some resistance. But anyway, I appreciate
respect.
Yeah, no, Pine Needle, bro. Thank you, bro. I might have you build me something else. I might ask you to build me some kind of like getaway chamber at some point. Some like little room I can go hide out in.
Dude, like the catacombs, like dude, like in North Shore Tahoe. Do you hear about this? The catacombs, like the underground, basically, I don't know, tunnels that were built for the Rat Pack to go from casino to casino in the North Shore. It was under Cal Neva. It was the casino. It's still there physically, but it's not open. But they used to be able to. Yeah, go.
Well, my question would be, why do you need catacombs to go? Why don't you just get in like a limousine and just drive to the casino? Why go underground? You know what I mean? Like what? Why do
go from casino to casino, like across the street or like the next door casino, or like from your casino to the elevator to the room? Because these guys were so popular back in the day. They couldn't go from table to table. They get mobbed, right?
Tony, can we build these fish a-hole fans who are waiting in line for 3 days? And they're dead too. All these people, these rail riding guys, can we build them some catacombs so they can just take their asses right to the front of the stage and they don't have to interrupt everybody else? And then you know what else they do? They get all territorial. They're putting their little blankies out. That's my blanket. I got my blanket set up. Don't come on my blanket. It's like, you know what, dude? Get the F out of here with your blanket. I'm going to take that blanket. I'm going to throw it up in the air and let somebody else take it. You know what I mean? With the blankets, they started with the blankets. It's like, what do we do? What are we doing here? Claiming land? You know what I mean? What is that? Your land? Yeah.
It's Paulie. It's gone from like when I go to Dick's to see fish at Dick's in Colorado. They're not doing it this Labor Day, but usually they do it over Labor Day weekend. There are people that will throw down tarps, and it's like,
Tony,
what are you doing?
That's where I come in with the scissors. I just start cutting the guy's tarp into little pieces. A tarp. No, I got to reject that on principle. You can't be laying down effing
tarp. Be laying down a tarp. I'll never. The last time I went, tried to go to the rail was at Dick's. Like, oh god, this is pre-COVID, I think. But I went down. I'm like, there was a good long Ghost. The song Ghost was playing. I think it was Ghost. I'm like, you know what? This is a good time to meander. So I left my pack and I meandered. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go check out. Try and get if I get in to the rail just to take a peek for a second.
I think that was the time you actually sent me some footage you shot when you were up there. It was really cool. I remember you filmed some stuff, and I was like, wow, he's really close up there. Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. And, it was a great show, and it was a great time, and I go up there, and this girl, I'll keep her name out of it, but she's an inside joke with my my group of fish head friends that she's standing there and she's big on social media. She posts all this stuff like, look at me, this is my 300th show.
She's a friend of yours?
No, she's not. She's on social media. She's just.
Could you do that again for me, Tony? Could you give me, this is my 300th show. Haha. Could you give me another haha? I enjoyed that. Go ahead. Let me get another one.
Well, I'll do more of the story in her voice because I walk up and I'm close to the rail. Yeah. And she's just vibing me hard, like bad vibing me hard. And I'm trying to deflect.
Not romantic vibes, like get away from my space.
No, like you're not a rail rider. You didn't wait in line at 8 a.m. to get here. Blah, 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 blah.
How do you feel about double gun vibe? I would go, are you familiar with the double gun vibe? Let me throw that vibe at you. Yeah.
And by the way, if you're just tuning in, we will get back to the dubs. And we'll also.
I don't even know how this is. It's because Tony mentioned catacombs. Next thing you know, we're deep into a Dick's thing here. But go ahead, Tony. Go ahead. Yeah.
She looks at me and she goes, I don't mind your vibe, but you got to go. And I go, I looked at her and I go, you're not even worth my time to get into it with you. So I just turned around and I walked out. And I was like, okay, never again. I'm never again going back up there because I don't need it, don't want it. And she wins. She wins.
Yeah. She wins. Have a great time with that crap. Tony, I remember one time you and I don't know if you were with me this night, but you were with us this weekend. The weekend we all went up and camped out at Angels Camp for the Further shows. They had like a 3-day weekend of shows. Like in 2010, you, me, and Winks went up there. We camped out, Joy and Pain, that whole bit. But the first night was like a sound check night. It wasn't even like a formal show, but the band Further played for like 2.5 hours. It was pretty cool. Yeah. And that night, I don't remember if you were with us because you might have broken off in your own scene at that point, but we did walk up right to the front. And I remember watching like a massive Let It Grow. They were playing Let It Grow. It was like the big takeaway. I remember that night. We got up really close. Were you with us that night? We walked up like right up to the stage, like during the sound check. Yeah, like that. But like you said, that happened organically. It was never like my goal in life is to get like, oh, I got to put my elbows on the rail. I got to put my tarp down. Dude, my tarp.
This girl acted like I brought 5 people with me. She acted like I was like flailing around and like being a space hog. I literally was standing there with my arms like kind of to my side. just kind of bopping my head and digging the groove. And she just like kept like, I could feel her vibe looking at me. And I'm like, what is this woman's problem? And then she finally said, I don't mind your vibe, or no, maybe I dig your vibe is what she said.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But you gotta go. I said,
right.
Okay.
Dom Peralta coming in with a lot of good stuff here. Dom Peralta saying they're working on a Double Guns t-shirt right now. So the Double Guns t-shirt, I guess, is being made. Thank you, Dom. And then secondly, no shirt, no shoes, no tarps. I got to back you on that, dude. If I see anybody with a tarp in line, I'm just going to go knock it right out of their hands and run away. I don't want tarps at my shows. No tarps. Yeah.
That's a great t-shirt idea as well. No shirt, no shoes, no tarps. And by the way, I got to give Rising Wolf love too, because he says out back east, all the shows, all the pits are seated. So he goes, what would you rather have? GA pit or a seated pit? Paulie, your answer.
Boy, that's a tough question. Because I've done both. Right? We've all done both a million times. Yep. I mean, what happens when there's no seats? So a lot of times you're going to wind up getting pushed or moved. It just gets crazy. But the seats kind of suck, though. I got to say, you kind of jammed in. You got to be like, especially me. I'm a tall drink of water, Tony. I'm a 6-footer, and I got my long legs are bumping up into the guy in front of me. So I don't know. I'm not a big floor guy anymore. Give me the first tier off the floor. Give me off the floor. I don't want to deal with that shit anymore. I've done it. I'm done. Yeah.
It's not happening at dead related shows or hippie shows, but if you have a seated GA, there's no chance for a mosh pit. So you got to go GA. You got to go GA pit all day, in my opinion. And also, I tip my cap and I give respect to the people that get in line early, and that's their goal. So fine. My whole thing was I just wanted to go check it out for a sec. I even didn't go like center. I went. We call it Mike side or Page side. Yeah, and I went Mike's side to the, that side of the stage. So stage left it would be. And, I was just taking a peek and respectfully, and I just got bad vibed out of there. So I'm done.
Let me tell you something else now, because now I'm getting upset over here about this whole thing, Tony, because here's something else I'm going to put out in the universe. Like when you go to a dead show, okay, a freaking Fish show, something like that. Dude, the last thing I need is some militant hippie giving me orders. Like, I'm here to like relieve myself of all that shit. I don't want rules, regulations, restraints. I certainly don't want like some 21-year-old chick telling me how to stand or anything like that. It's like, dude, no. I don't want to hear any of that shit. It's like totally defies the whole hippie MO, the whole hippie mentality, which is be yourself, be cool, enjoy your space, just don't hurt anybody else, and we're all going to get along fine. You're barking rules and regulations at me? What do we got? Like rules now? Like there's no.
Paulie, if I'm not at a show that certain friends of mine are at, and they'll see her, they'll send me a text being like, "Hey, just saw your girl. Hey, just saw her," because she goes.
Well, it's so funny. We got our own people like that in the dead scene. Let me shout this guy out real quick. I probably shouldn't do this because now I'm going to like get a million people like up my ass about this. But there's a guy who goes to every single Dead and Company show, and he's known on the streets. You might even know this guy, Tony. His name is Rockstar Richard. Do you guys know about Rockstar Richard? Do you heard about this guy? Do you know about him? I think he's
did he name himself, or what did somebody else name him? That's
great question. It's a great question. I'm going to go ahead and guess that he named himself, and he's in the front row at every show. Rockstar Richard, he's in the front row, and he's always got his shades on. He wears a bandana, and I think he's a trust fund guy because he has money to go on tour, like go to every single effing show. And he's like that too, dude. He's like, this is my space. I'm Rockstar Richard, dude. Like he's like boxing people out and shit. It's like, bro, don't even get me going on. Anyway, Rockstar Richard, he's giving me problems in my scene, in my community. Anyway, Tony, back to the stuff going on the court, if we could. I would like to say a couple things about the weekend the Giants had. I know we're getting late in the show, but can I? Yeah. I mean, it was a great weekend, dude. First of all, what they're doing to Logan Webb is really starting to hurt my soul and my heart.
Dude, what they did to the entire pitching staff, dude. The Giants should have swept that series based on what their starting pitching did. We talked about it on Thursday and Friday about how we wanted the Giants pitching staff, the starting rotation, to pick up the slack, and because of Logan Webb was carrying doing all the heavy lifting. ERA like around 2.2 or something. Verlander stepped up. Landon Roop, there it is, stepped up, and they lose 2 out of 3. I mean, dude, come on, man. That was a series they should have swept the freaking series, dude.
Okay, Tony, I do apologize. I apologize to you. I apologize to my family. I apologize to the entire PNP community. But I got to follow through on this. There's a guy out there named Stephen Fry. Welcome aboard, Holmes. I don't know if I've seen you in the past, but it's good to see your name, Stephen Fry, in relation to Glenn and in relation to the late Glenn Fry. I got to ask. Stephen Fry said he's been banned from all the shows. Are you talking about Rockstar Richard, dude? If you are, please give me more information on this. I need this. I got to take this with me to Vegas. He's been banned. It wouldn't shock me. This guy's like known for being kind of an a-hole, right in front of the stage. And plus, if you're in the band, do you want to look out and see him every single night? There's Rockstar Richard again. Anyway, give me some more info on that, Stephen Fry. And I hope it is Rockstar Richard. All right, Tony.
I hope he's right. I hope that's the case, because that's not the vibe. Like you said, that's not the vibe you want to be bringing in there. You want to be inclusive, not exclusive.
We're trying to have a good time. We're trying to have a good time. Tony,
and Marcel points out that it was Tom Tolbert's Angels that took 2 out of 3. Marcel, you're spot on, dude. And if there's ever a glass half full or a silver lining to losing to the Angels, except for 2002, that's a whole different discussion, is that if they're Tom Tolbert's Angels. And by the way, Tolbert was great last night after the game from his hotel room, drinking a beer.
Yep.
So go back and watch that too. And by the way, Anthony Merkovich, Creative Tony, are you? Yes, I am. Yes, that is my sister. Yes, at least that's my sister. Sorry, Anthony. He's asked like 3 times. Sorry, buddy. And the Rally Monkeys. Yeah, go.
So I do. I apologize again. Apology number 2 from Polymac to Tony, my family, and everybody else. Stephen Fry, follow up. I will send you the info. He really is a douche. Okay, here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Stephen Fry, I'm glad we hooked up today, dude. I'm glad. I can't believe we're doing a Rockstar Richard segment, but that's what happens. Do me a favor and email me the shit. Email it to me on Rockstar Richard, because I do want the story. I want the information, dude. He was dominating the scene at Dead & Company for years. Tony, go ahead and give our show email address if you could.
I was about to change the banner. So yeah, keep going, Paulie. I'll change the banner right now. Stand by there.
Stephen Fry, thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. And please do. Send us the email. We'll get into it that way. But back to the Giants. So Logan Webb got effing screwed. He pitched a beautiful ball game. Beautiful ball game. Got no love for that whatsoever. And yesterday, dude, Verlander, best start as a Giant. He really put it together yesterday. Gave 6 solid innings. And they still wind up. That was the most painful of the weekend, I thought. Logan Webb hurt, but then yesterday hurt even more, because that's a game they should have won, T. Giving up, choking it out in the 9th like that. That sucked.
All three. And Walker, it's one of those games where baseball, like sometimes you can see it happening before it happens. I'm like, dude, they're going to lose this game. They're going to lose this freaking game.
Yeah.
And then
you did feel it. They're going to lose this game. Is that what's going on right now? They're going to lose. Yeah.
You go into the 9th with your closer up 4-1, you should win the freaking ball game. It's just an anomaly. Sometimes those happen during the season, and it sucked too, because the entire NL West won yesterday except for the Giants. So it's like, damn, if there's ever a day that you didn't want that to happen, it's yesterday. But oh well, hey, it's a long season, dude. And hey, 13-8, I'll take it. I'll take it all damn day right now. 21 games in, I will take 13-8 all freaking day. Now
Stand by, Tony. I might have to correct you, and I wouldn't normally do this, but I think the Giants are 14-8. Stand by for confirmation. Stand by for confirmation. They are 14-8. They're 14-8. Yeah.
Oh, really?
And, yeah. No, dude, don't be sorry. It's good. That's a 1 extra win for us. The only problem is now the Dodgers have jumped over them. They're game and a half ahead of us.
14-8. Yeah. My apologies. Thanks for the correction. But dude, they're in the midst of 17 games in 17 days and 26 games in 27 days. That is a freaking grind, dude. So they're in the middle of it, man. They're like, like when you have a baby, or those of you that have twins, and you're like, you're thick in the weeds, man. You come out for maybe an hour a day because you're
tired. Back in, and then right back in.
Right back in.
Yeah.
The Giants are in the weeds right now of this stretch, and it's like, man, I'm glad they're home. They got 4 against the Brew Crew. Then the Rangers come in, so dude, Rangers are no joke either. Rangers are playing good ball, and so it's a good week for them to maybe just sleep in their own beds, as Sean Estes was saying yesterday. By the way, I'm totally unrelated, but I'm a Sean Estes fan. I think his commentary and his input and his analysis is so underrated and so good.
Listen, first off, I'm glad you're mentioning Sean Estes. This is where Tony and I are on the same wavelength. And I didn't even talk to you about this weekend, but I was thinking this weekend, I got to get Estes on the show. We got to talk to him. I am so with you. I think Estes is kind of underutilized. I'd like more Sean Estes if possible. I love his analysis. I love his demeanor. And don't forget, dude, he was a big game pitcher. Sean Estes, if I'm not mistaken, he started I think he started the All-Star game in 97 or 98. I know he was an All-Star, and I think he started for the National League. But I love his whole chill vibe, dude. He's a great guy. And you know who else I think, while we're shouting out former Giants who are doing great in the booth, you know who else I think is really, really good, and I would like more of him, is Javier Lopez.
Yes.
I like Javi on the mic. He's so effing cool, and his insights are so much. You like Javi too?
I like, you know what I like about Estes and Javi is that they're also just just calm. They calmly speak about all matters. Like they're not, you know what I mean? They're not like a
the opposite of me. That's me. I'm a freaking up, down. I'm yelling. But that's why I like somebody who's nice and composed when I'm off the mic. I need somebody to just bring the shit down. You know what I mean?
And by the way, may I point out, Paulie, that you know, Estes is part of the lefty army. So he's one of us.
Whatever you got to do, whatever makes you happy. Yes, that's fine with me too. He's a good lefty.
Right. I promise you that he owns like maybe the same lefty T-shirt from Baseballism that I own, that I showed on last Thursday's T-shirt show, Clothes in the Attic. We'll do that again this Thursday. Maybe you pull out something, dude. Bring something with you, Paulie, when you pack your bag for Vegas. But Paulie, I think we should do a bookmarks today, but as we wrap the show.
Yeah, no, definitely. I want to do bookmarks. So let's get into it. Give me the bookmark intro and the whole bit. I need Bookman today. I could use a hit, actually. Yeah.
It's time.
Sure, go ahead, laugh if you want to.
For bookmarks.
Maybe that's how you get your kicks. You and your good time buddies.
PMP style.
I got a flash for you, Joy Boy. Party time is over.
Maybe that's how you get your kicks. I like that. Maybe that's how you get your kicks. Okay, I forgot. Hey, by the way, Tony, do me a favor. Get Corinne up there for us. Corinne's one of our favorite people, longtime supporter of Murph and Mac. She's been great on the Polymac particle community. Thank you, Corinne. Always good to see you. Straight out of Fairfax. Giants have the 4th best record in the entire bigs right now. Thank you, Corinne. I'll take that. I'll hang my hat on that any day. In fact, the Giants have a better record than Bruce Bochy's Texas Rangers. I'll hang my head on that too. Thank you for the Castro bet, as I like to call it, the nightclub bet, whatever. It just works for me, Tony. So unleash your bookmarks, and thank you, Corinne. Always a pleasure to see you.
And yes, Aaron Kask, this is the bookmarks beat. There you go, buddy. Great call.
Or as Aaron Kask calls it, Tony, the Joy Boy Jam. The Joy Boy Jam. I like that. Yeah. Joy Boy Jam.
Yeah. That's great, dude. That is a great call. Here, let me load up the bookmarks, man, because we got some goodies. Okay. All right, Sam, I'm going to have to lower the music right out of the gates, but let me...
It's fine. Bring it down. You're good.
Hold on, Paulie, because I want to just I want to make sure that the screen is clean for me to bring in these bookmarks. And you enjoy the disco beat while I
really do enjoy it. It kind of overwhelms me.
All right, here we go. There we go. So this is Curry. Oh, okay. This is Curry's 3. Okay, I have to lower the beat, Paul. I apologize.
It's fine. Yeah, bring it down. It's fine, man. Do your thing.
A lot of moving parts, PMP Army, so stand by.
Thank God we got Tony as a producer. Seriously, I'd be blowing shit up right now. Yeah.
But we like to do a kind fade also. I don't like the abrupt ending of music, so a little kind fade. Now put up the music, put up the volume for Kevin Harlan, and listen to Harlan and watch this 3.
Okay.
18 apiece. He'll dance. He'll throw up a shot. Oh, are you kidding me? Geometrically, that should not have happened. Wow.
Yeah, no.
What a shot.
One more time. One more time.
He'll dance. He'll throw up a shot. Oh, are you kidding me? Geometrically, that should not have happened.
That's the freaking best, dude.
Hey, a couple things on the next highlight. Bring up the volume a little more boost if you can. And I got to tell you, Harlan's reaction is money, but I'm all about the Reggie reaction too. Are you kidding me? Because Reggie was one of the greatest shooters of our youth. Like when we were kids, like Reggie was freaking dynamite. And I love that Reggie Miller is so gracious too, that all these guys have been from that generation. They have all like kind of acknowledged Steph Curry is legit. Steph, obviously, he's the real deal. But like guys like Reggie, or Dwayne Wade, you hear all these guys like coming out, former NBA greats, Hall of Fame caliber players, Chris Mullin, that give Steph his due. And I just love that. I love hearing the players get turned on. You love the Harlan, I love the Reggie, but what a freaking shot. Hey, Houston, you remember this guy? That's Steph Curry. Remember how many times he chopped your head off? Get ready. Get a new space on the wall because we're going to be mounting a new head on that wall pretty soon. No, Curry for life, dude. For life. Look at him.
I mean, I just paused it right there. Look at the guy's in his face, dude. He's I mean, This is
And
just
the momentum is taking him like away from the court. Like it's insane, the physics of that shot.
it's just outrageous what he does there. He's just an incredible athlete, man. It's just
Can you back that up like 5 seconds? I just want you to watch how that defender is all over
He's all
Steph.
over him. All
Not
over
only
him.
is he getting the shot, dude, he's getting defended extremely tight here. So watch this.
Yeah, he's all over him. Whoops, sorry, it skips ahead. Hold
you're
on.
good.
I'll just play it one more time. Just watch.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I said 18 apiece. He'll dance. He'll throw up a shot. Oh,
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I love Reggie. Well, that's a good bookmark to start with, T. What else you got up your sleeve today?
Great. There we go.
Yeah.
And we got Barkley, and we've got
difference in the series.
Hold on, stand by.
Because I don't.
Easy, Charles. Easy, Charles. Here we go. So
Okay. All right.
this is and by the way, I wanted to show these stats too. Look at Butler's impact. They started NBA on TNT, their show with this. Look at that. 16th, their record, now they're third. Clutch record, 15th, now they're fourth. Offensive rating, 19th, now 9th. Defensive rating, 10th to first. Turnovers forced, 16th to first. Points off turnovers, 13th to first. The Butler effect is real, dude. It's outrageous. But here's, let me get the volume up. Let me give you Barkley. And here you go.
Listen, I told you I already picked the Rockets to win this series.
So the experience thing you said earlier tonight, it's no factor.
Well, it's a factor, but I just think the Rockets got more talent. Plain and simple. And I think the home court going to be the difference in this series. Because I think the energy level that Steph is going to have to put forward, I don't know if he can sustain it for 7 games.
There you go. See, that's Barkley. That's Barkley being Barkley. I just want to put that out there so people know.
No, it's the same old shit with him. It's the same old song and dance. Shout out to Aerosmith. Same old song and dance. It's the same old thing with him. I put this one in, dude. Where do you see that? But that's no surprise. That's just Barkley disparaging the Warriors. He's been doing it all 4 rings, dude. 4 rings and counting. He still disparages them. Look at this. Okay. Yep. Help me out, Tony. You want to help me? Because I don't know. I put this in bookmarks. I saw this after the game. I'm like, that's not a whistle. That's not a foul. Bear hugging a guy from behind.
He's hugging him. I mean, it's a hug
from behind.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a freaking hug.
No whistle.
No whistle. And I'll end bookmark with Lily. With Lily, she sent us in a picture of Steph getting held. Literally, his arm is being pulled backwards, and she sent saying, "Oh, yeah, this isn't a foul either." But it's just an example. It's just an example of Curry getting mugged, and expect more of it on Wednesday. And as the series and as the postseason moves on. But so that's a good still shot, Paulie. Oh, and here's your guy. There's John Morant.
Pull this up a little bit so people can really see what's going on here. This is John Morant having a ball, having just a great time in the playoffs on national TV. Take a look at that score. You see the score?
Yep.
I don't know that that's the kind of persona, the attitude that you want to be wearing when you're getting your ass handed to you like this. This isn't just like a tight ball game or a 10-point game. Dude, you're getting embarrassed. Yeah. And I hate to say this, but watching him laugh on the sideline is not going to help his reputation at all. But maybe he doesn't care. I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I don't know how to explain this. I don't know I can't defend it. What would you do, Tony, if you were his teammate and he was mugging for the camera, laughing, having a great time, like while you're down by 60? How do you react as a teammate to that?
If I was his teammate, I would have multiple conversations with him, even before this instance, about the air gun, about about what are you doing, dude? Why are you putting a negative vibe out there for us? It's not just you, Ja. It doesn't say Ja Morant on the front of that jersey. It says Memphis Grizzlies. It's like, dude, what are you doing? And then to see this, like you said, it just goes to show maybe he's getting paid. Maybe he just doesn't care. I hope he does. I hope maybe somebody on the bench told him a funny joke to break up the fact that they were losing by 60 and he's laughing to the punchline of the joke.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it, unfortunately. So there you go. That's your boy Ja.
All right. All right,
well,
come on. You got any others? I know there's a lot of bookmarks. Yeah, give me the. Oh, dude, this is maybe my favorite video of the whole weekend. So, if you didn't see this was everywhere yesterday. I assume this is New York City. This is like a very New York thing, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure where this is from. Had you seen this, Tony, prior to me sending this to you?
I saw it. Yes, I did. But I didn't put in bookmarks, and I saw it. I'm like, oh my god, because this will end our bookmark segment with Easter themed bookmarks, because there's a few after this that are just really funny. And this is
the fucking Easter Bunny breaking up fights. Fuck yeah.
He's throwing hands. He's throwing haymakers. Right. I like that.
Easter Bunny breaking up fights. Fuck yeah.
All right, so I'm going to do a little detective work here. I'm going to assume, this feels like New York to me. I don't know. You see shit like this in New York.
Right.
First of all, there are people milling around on the sidewalk holding those to-go boxes, and that looks like they're carrying slices of pizza. So I think they're outside a pizza place. And I love that at the end, it looks like one of the pizza shop employees comes out to pull the rabbit off this guy because he's got his apron on, and it looks like he's wearing a T-shirt from the pizza place. So again, but this is not a joke. Like the Easter Bunny is throwing hands here, T. He's throwing effing hands.
So according to the commenter, it sounds like the Easter Bunny is trying to break up the fight between two people. So the Easter Bunny is trying to.
He starts throwing blows. He starts throwing like furry punches.
Look at that. He's about to drop a haymaker right there.
Give me a couple more, just another sequence if I could. And here comes a pizza guy. There he comes. Yeah,
got the fucking Easter Bunny breaking up fights. Fuck yeah.
Hey, right here, quick the ribs.
Easter Bunny, get down!
Oh, dude, God bless America. This is my America right here. You know what I mean? Make America a great country. All right, so there's the pizza box. That's my detective work. I see the pizza box, the pizza employee with the apron pulling off the Easter Bunny. Anyway, happy Easter, kids. There you go. You wonder where the Easter Bunny goes when he's not delivering chocolate bunnies and baskets. He's out here kicking ass on the streets and enforcing some law and order to the people that need it most. Tony,
you know who we didn't mention all show? What? And the next thing we're going to mention him is, hey, LeBron, you're down 0-1, buddy. You're down 0-1, LeBron. And
there he is, doing his thing.
The caption says, LeBron proposed to the ref tonight. Is that a great still shot?
I watched a lot of basketball in my life, Tony. I've been watching basketball since I was a little kid. I tell you what, I never saw Magic Johnson do that.
No.
I never saw Jordan do that. I never seen Steph Curry do that. I never seen Larry Bird do that. James Worthy, Clyde Drexler, Reggie Miller. I mean, have you ever seen? And this guy anoints himself the king of basketball. He puts crowns on his head, air crowns. Yep. Why? It's just he's got to cut this shit out. This pissing and moaning to the refs. It's bad for his. It's a horrible look, and I think it's bad for his entire legacy. I mean, I really do. He's being known now for flopping and crying to the refs as much as he is for his game. That ain't cool.
No, dude, he's taking the focus off of his actual game. It's like, dude, if people would respect the hell out of him a lot more if he just played the game the way it's supposed to be played. But hey man, the T-Wolves came in and said, you know what, Lakers, you got another thing coming here, dude. Anthony Edwards and Jaden McDaniels took care of business, dude. And also, what's his name off the bench? Nas Reed for Minnesota. Yeah. So Lakers got their work cut out for them, dude. And that's a great thing. I love it. I freaking love it.
I think the Lakers could be in some trouble here. I think that Minnesota, Minnesota's explosive. You've seen what they can do, and Ant Edwards gets all caught. And that's the kind of thing I like about Anthony Edwards. I don't think he gives a damn about LeBron James or LeBron's legacy. Like, he views himself as the next big guy, and maybe he will be. Anthony Edwards could become like the next LeBron James. His talent is off the freaking charts, but my point is, I don't think he gives a damn. Like, he's here to win some games. So go T-Wolves, dude. Go T-Wolves all day. Although, would you rather play Minnesota or LA in the next round? I'm asking you, T.
Good question. Good question, man.
I might want to play the Lakers. I'm not sure. I got to think about that. Minnesota.
Oh man, that's a really good question, Paulie. Man, Anthony Edwards scares me, but I probably want to play Minnesota. I probably want to play Minnesota.
Okay, I was gonna say you can go back to your.
Hold on a second. See what's coming next?
Let's give me Bunny.
Easter Bunny. Is that the best?
This is my pizzeria.
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, that was a misfire. I didn't mean to do that. Dude, Bunny Carlos, if you don't know, that's a drummer, a cheap trick. His actual name is Bun E. Carlos, for real. Mr. Bun E. Carlos on the drums in the rabbit hat, bro, with the cig in his mouth. That's my Easter Bunny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How you hear people saying, like, that's my America. That's my America. That's my Easter Bunny right there. You got your America. I got my Easter Bunny, and his name is Bunny Carlos. Keep doing your thing, Holmes. Looking great out there.
Isn't that great? And you're making me think of Sammy Sosa when we had that soundbite we used to play all the time. God bless America. It's a beautiful country.
You can't get your hands on that, can you?
I could try and find it. I'd have to dig into the archives, but I can try and find it. We used to play that. We used to burn
every day. And we also used to play Mike Tyson saying, I want to eat his children, if he can find that too. and he was yelling at the room full of media. I'm a Mike fan, by the way. I stand with Mike Tyson, but he was yelling at the media. I want to eat his children. We used to play. I want to eat his children. Shout out Iron Mike. Yes,
and
yes.
he's a pot farmer now. So hey, go. He's So here's more Easter. This is put the freaking eggs in the basket.
Put the eggs in the basket. Yeah. That whole thing.
I never thought I'd see James Gum on Easter Sunday as I was scrolling through yesterday.
Look at the look on his face right there with the mouth open, the whole thing. Oh, God damn. You hate seeing it. You know what I mean? Hey, could you give me a hand with this couch? When he gets her in the van and she's dragging that couch across the parking lot. Oh, just get all the way in the back. Yeah. Whole situation's wrong. Yeah.
Is she a big fat person?
Is she a big fat person? Oh, yeah. All right, Tony, let's get away from gum. I'm getting the creeps. Yeah.
Hold on. Then you got Easter Bobby. Okay?
That's right, y'all. Hippity hop, y'all. How do you like my tail? I've never seen this. I actually have never seen. I don't know what the hell this is. A Bob Weir in a bunny suit. I got baskets to deliver, y'all.
I mean, it could be photoshopped, but I don't think it is. I think it's
real. It looks real.
It looks totally real.
Maybe he did it for his kids or something. I don't know. Hold on while I put my bunny costume on, y'all. Shout out Bob Weir. I'm going to be dancing to Bob Weir's music in a couple of nights. I cannot wait. I'm so ready. You know how it is, Tony, when you go too long without a show, like real show, like a dead show for me, is that I got to have that. It's been too long. So I'm ready. I can't wait to get out there on Thursday and start rocking and rolling.
And by the way, that was my dad's biggest takeaway is he could not get over how great Bobby looked and sounded at the show that we went to at the Sphere last month. He could not get over it.
He's having a nice final act, man. Bobby's he's in it for life too. The guy's going to gig until he's dead. I guarantee you. Same with Phil, same with all. That's the code. You keep playing until you effing die. And that's what he signed up for. And he's going to keep going. And I agree. He does sound and look good. That's because y'all have seen my workout. I'm throwing hammers around, y'all. You've seen he does these crazy workouts before shows you, like with hammers, like sledgehammers. I got my hammer workout going. And he's like throwing hammers. And then what's cool is he works out with Jay Lane, who's like 30 years younger than him, former drummer of Primus. Shout out Jamar Stamp. I don't even know that, Jamar, that one of the drummers in Dead & Company used to be in Primus. That's Jay Lane. But in any case, Jay Lane goes and works out with him, and Bobby's like in his 70s, and he's still getting after it. So nice, T. Very nice.
Dude, Jay Lane is a freaking force, by the way, on those skins. And here we go. When Easter Sunday falls on 420, dude.
Yeah. I like that stupid. He looks big right there, too. He really does. Dude, there's something about a rabbit costume. You put a bunny costume on a guy, and everything changes. You know what I mean? Look at him right there. Yeah. Easter, how about this? My new single, Easter was the case that they gave me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Easter was the case that they gave me. All right, Tony. Anyway, keep it coming. What else you got?
That's it, man. That wraps up our bookmarks. We have some Nikki Turturro that we'll get to tomorrow we have some Nikki Turturro we'll get to tomorrow.
Sounds good, Tony. Final word on Longbridge Pizza before we hit the bricks and send everybody into their lunch break. And thank you guys for hanging out. Anthony, NorCal Refrigeration, Jamar, Pinocchi, Dom, Rags, Patty, Bonnie, Scarlet Fire, all of y'all. That's only who I can see in front of me right now. Anthony, I know Primus is on tour. I'm going to see him in Santa Cruz. I think the gig is in August. Is that right? Anyway, I'll be there. I know the Primus is playing Santa Cruz. I'll be at the gig. All right, Longbridge Pizza. Tony, with the dance. Keep the dance track going while I talk about Longbridge. Anyway, I'm jamming along. Longbridge Pizza, 2347 3rd Street, right up the street from Chase Center. Creative Tony had a good thought earlier in the show. He goes, Paulie Mac, you're being awfully negligent when you're talking about Longbridge because you're only talking about Chase Center. Oh, you can only go to Longbridge if you go to Chase Center. Then Tony goes, what do you got? You got a problem with the freaking Oracle Park where the Giants play? What, you can't go to Longbridge and then go to Giants game? Good call, T. Yes, you can. Right. Go to Longbridge. Arrow. Because, like in the Grateful Dead, I'm making my set list. I got to go Scarlet Begonias, Arrow, Fire on the Mountain, Arrow, estimated Arrow Eyes, estimated Drum Space, estimated other one, Stella Blue, Love. Anyway, I'm just doing a set list. But you got your arrows involved. Why not go Longbridge Pizza, Arrow, Oracle Park, Giants baseball? It's a great call, Tony. Or like I said, if you're in line I'm not even kidding. I know you guys think it's a joke. I'm not joking about this. When you're carrying your tarps and your thermoses and you're waiting in line at Bill Graham Civic Center, you want to get in, you want to put your tarp down. Tony, you want to set up your little station where no one else can tread, and then you want to get your elbows up on the rail. Look, my elbows are on the rail. Woo! Who gives a shit? Who cares? I don't care that your elbows are on the rail. But here's my thing. If you're one of those lunatics and you're waiting out there for like a day and a half, shout out Rags with the tarp. Yeah, Rags uses tarp for different reasons entirely. But I got to say, it helps with, you know what? Well, I won't go. But here's the thing. Have Longbridge deliver pies while you're waiting in line. That's my brilliant idea of the day. I'm going to submit that to the community. And if anybody wants to take advantage of that, I would. You got a long wait as it is. You got to eat.
Really?
We all got to eat. They say it's a living. We all got to eat. Call Longbridge and say, here's what I need. I need a chicken parm sandwich. I need a Vinny's Gabagool. I need a eggplant parmesan sandwich. And I'm just getting warmed up. Now I need a pizza. Give me one of those Paulie Mac pizzas you've been talking about. And then back that up with a Nico pizza. And then back that up with a gluten-free pie. And then if I may, Tony, for you and your sensibilities, why don't you go ahead and whip up a fourth pie. Make it a veggie pie. Okay, because I'm going meat-free. I'm living that meat-free lifestyle. I want a vegetarian pie and send them all over to Bill Graham Civic Center right in front online. I hope somebody does that. I think it would be a great idea, and you'd be very heroic in front of all your friends. It's Longbridge Pizza, the laid-back vibe, the serious pizza that, and by the way, my friend Brian Connors, who I'm going to Vegas with, his wife, Wendy, she's one of the greatest people on the planet, by the way. Shout out Wendy Connors for freaking life.
So does Brian. They both rule.
Well, you want a good vibe, you go talk to Wendy Connors. The vibe coming off of Wendy is like one of the greatest vibes of all time. And Wendy tried Longbridge Pizza for the first time a couple of weeks ago. She was blown away. She really was. Because BC and I went down there. Brian Connors, we went into Longbridge, got a pie. He brought the rest home. She ate it, and she was blown away. So, Neil, you won over another convert. And she lives all the way up in Sonoma. So now when she comes down to the city, she's like, I want to go to Longbridge. I want to see Longbridge. I'm like, I got you, Wendy. I got you covered. So Longbridge Pizza, Giant Games, Warrior Games, or just if you're hungry or waiting in line at the Bill Graham Civic like Creative Tony, I'll let you take it home, team. But those are my passionate words on Longbridge Pizza. Do experience it and give Neil a fist bump. He's a great dude, and he makes great food down there.
Yeah, dude. And when you go in there, ask for Andre. He'll hook you up, too. And also, Fish playing Tuesday and Wednesday night at Bill Graham Civic. You want a pre-party, go to Longbridge. Giants and Brewers 4-game series starts tonight. They're in there. There's a day game Thursday. Go to Longbridge before and after any of those games. Also, tomorrow is Smash Stack Burgers on Tuesdays. And then Wednesdays, Chicken Parm Wednesdays. Thursdays is the Detroit style square pizzas. Also, Giants and Rangers on Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend. And game 3 at Chase this coming Saturday. So there's a ton going on this weekend right there, blocks away from Longbridge Pizza. So I highly recommend you go in there pregame, postgame, or watch the game there. Also ask for Paulie's Stash behind the counter, or ask for Paulie Mac's Pizza. And then also the salads are freaking good and the beers are freaking good too. So you can't lose. You just can't lose. 2, 3, 4, 7. And if you're coming from the peninsula, take the train. Take Caltrain, get off at 22nd Street, and it's a 7-minute walk from Caltrain to Longbridge, and then you walk up 3rd Street to Chase Center, and you continue to walk up 3rd Street to Oracle Park. You cannot lose.
Thank you, Creative Tony, and thank you, Longbridge Pizza, our first sponsor, and we love you guys. Also want to remind everybody, we got NBA playoffs happening today. Detroit at the Garden, New York City. 4:30 p.m. You got Knicks hosting Detroit, and then the nightcap, Clippers at Denver. That's a juicy series, dude. Those are 2 really good teams mixing it up. That game is at 7 p.m. So enjoy your NBA. Enjoy the Giants back home in the Bay. Steph Curry and boys got a couple days off. Tony, I'll see you tomorrow right back here, as Jimmy Butler would say. Same bat time, same bat channel. Paulie Mac Particles, 11 o'clock. Don't forget, Rod Brooks on the mic tonight, the Quality Hang. He's kicking off his brand new show at 8 o'clock tonight. I will definitely be in the audience checking that out. Tony, you got final thoughts? You got all excited there. What do you got?
I got one thing I want to share on the way out. And yes, Rod Brooks, 8 p.m. tonight. John Lund tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Tom Tolbert, I think, will be back on Wednesday. Yeah. And also Tom is in Houston. So I'll check in with Dan Ogden, his producer, to see when they're going again live and to see what they're doing either before or after that game. And also I wanted to share this, Paulie. This is Scarlet Fire, a.k.a. Bonnie. She's in Dolores Park. We talked about this at the beginning of the show. There's Bonnie rocking the PMP Army gear. You can get PMP merch at Longbridge Pizza, or if you go to our YouTube channel, the merch link is on the title or the profile portion of our YouTube channel at Paulie Mac's Particles. What up, Bonnie? Thanks for the pick. Great shot. She's got the T-shirt on, rocking it in Dolores Park.
Nah, Bonnie, so look at that blue sky, too. There's something about that California blue sky, dude. Every time I go back east and I come back to California, I'm like, God damn, the blue sky out. The sky is blue out here. I freaking love the blue sky. And Bonnie, you're looking good out there at Dolores Park. And thank you for repping the M&M show. Okay, Joe Schmo, Don Peralta, John Joseph, Ragman, Stevie B, as I like to call him, Basicchio, that's my guy. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Anthony Merkovich, you rule too. And anybody who I missed, Patty from Napa, your Noemis, on and on and on it goes. Off-world, 12122 or 2112. I got you over there.
Oh, that's David. That's the founding father of the Roby Tuesday. That's David, founding father from Humboldt. That's Humboldt Fats. Off-world 122112.
Oh man,
David from Humboldt, aka Humboldt Fats, aka founding father of Roby Tuesday.
I gotta say too, I feel like Humboldt Fats would be like a great name for like a blues guitar player. You know what I mean? Tonight at Biscuits and Blues, it's Humboldt Fats. And you're like just a dude sitting on a chair. Blues gigs are so great. Blues gigs, you want to see some good live music, you go to any blues club in the world. I don't care who's playing. You never heard of the guy. Blues music up close and personal. One of my favorite things. All right, Tony, I got to go. Monica Lopez, Chip Lang, Dom, all of y'all. Thank you.
Welcome to Particle Land.
Woohoo! I hope we checked all the boxes today in Particle. Look at my guy. Look at him. There he goes. Well, that is going to be me in a couple of nights. If you wonder, oh gosh, I wonder what Paulie Mac's doing, how that show's going. Think about this video. That will be me on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Because I'm gonna. It's a triple dipper. I'm doing all three, Tony. Hey, listen, could you dismiss the class with David Lee for us, Steve?
Freaking ambitious, man. I appreciate that, Paulie. All damn day. Stand by.
Class dismissed. Thank you, Creative Tony, and thank you for all of your production efforts as always. Pine Needle, I see you, brother. Thank you today. That was a great time for us too. Thank you. Yeah, Humboldt Fats. I got you, brother. I got you. Big Dom, always. Noemi, always. Cheers to you as well. Oh, look at you with the Spock hand signal. Very nice. All right, Tony. Listen, have a great day. Good luck with the kids on spring break. Take care of those guys. Buy them some ice cream. Keep them busy. And then we will see you tomorrow right here. Same time, same place. Paulie Mac Particles, 11 a.m. Have a wonderful Monday afternoon, y'all. Peace. We'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.